Hi YouTube land. I don't think I said my name in my last videos. My name's Rachel. I made some videos about some traumatic experiences that I had in my life regarding my abusive relationship that I had left in 2019. I've made the decision to take them down for now. I think that I'm not ready to make this story as public as I thought I was. I think making those videos was good. I think that I'm not afraid to share my story. I'm not afraid to talk about what happened to me, but I don't think that I need attention for what I went through. Yeah, so it's not like I deleted the videos, but I did take them off of public viewing. And I think this channel maybe will take a different direction. I still will talk about difficult things, and I think I'll share some fun stuff about my life, but I don't know if I want to strictly focus on the trauma I faced with going through and leaving an abusive relationship. I think that retelling my story has re-traumatized me a bit, and retelling the story was very, very hard. It took a lot out of me, and it's just emotional. It's really, 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 really hard to talk about and to relive and to imagine these things in my mind, because I mean, now the videos are down, so you can't even refer to what I'm talking about, but I made some videos about leaving my ex and how I was assaulted and how I feel like the cops didn't handle the situation very well. Yeah, if you're interested, I can send you a link to those videos, but for now, I have taken them down from public view just because I think that this is what's best for me. Something I now am switching into. So here's my trigger warning for this video. I'm gonna talk about suicide. So if you don't think that you can watch this video, if this might be triggering for you, if this might be content that isn't something that you can watch right now, then maybe click off. So yeah, okay, so in 2015, I graduated university. I planned a trip with my mom to go to the Philippines. I'm half Filipino, my mom's from the Philippines, and we went there to visit my grandma. It was her 80th birthday, so we wanted to go and celebrate. My little sister didn't go because she was still in high school. And yeah, so we went to the Philippines, and that was awesome. And going back, when I was in school, I had a friend named Shaughn, and he and I were in drama class together. I didn't know him before that, but what happened was we had a teacher, and he was really great, and I think he really connected with Shaughn. And then our teacher got sick and he needed to take time off, so someone else filled in, and I think that really affected Shaughn. I think Shaughn really connected with our teacher. I think those two had a really good relationship, and Shaughn was doing pretty well in school, and but when we had our new teacher, I don't think they really jived well. I think that Shaughn was less interested in the class that we were in, and our teacher asked me if I would partner up with him for our next project, and I said yes. I didn't want to be his partner. I feel like that's gonna happen to me all my life, where I'm a good student and then I get shit partners because teachers want me to help them. But I'm used to it, and she thought that he needed some help, so I said fine. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. I loved working with Shaughn. He's hilarious. Shaughn was so funny and so kind, and we really hit it off and just had the most amazing talks. I just remember sitting in the theater having heart to hearts with him, and he was just really, really nice. And you know, at the time I had a lot of friends, I had other people in my life, but it started to be apparent to me that he didn't have a lot of people. So time went on. Shaughn was involved with a bunch of theater stuff. He helped with one act. He hosted. He was hilarious. Him and a couple of my friends, they did these skits. They were super funny. Like, he was just a joy to be around. And the next semester, we were both English majors. We were both in our last year, and he found out that me and him would be in our English capstone class together. So the most difficult class of our degree. This is the make it or break it class. If you pass, you graduate. If you fail, you don't graduate. And Shaughn had shared with me that he was turning 30 that year, and he was feeling not great about it, and that he was feeling like he hadn't accomplished enough, like he wasn't in a relationship, and he didn't get engaged, and he hasn't been married yet, and he doesn't even have a college degree, and he just felt really, really behind. He felt that, like, he didn't have what he wanted at 30. He wasn't accomplishing his goals, and he wasn't where he wanted to be. And in drama class, when he found out that we would be in English class the next semester, the thing that is very... Sorry, I'm freaking moving this phone a lot. The thing he said that is very clear in my mind and will never go away is, "Oh, you're in my class? Great. Well, as long as I have a friend, I think I can get through it." And that really stuck to me, because at that time I kind of thought of him as an acquaintance. I didn't really even think that we were friends. But he said, if I have a friend in that class, I think I can get through it. So in a way, I think that Shaughn really needed me, and I feel like I let him down. So next semester shows up, we get to class, Shaughn's there, he has an empty seat beside him, and I decide not to sit beside him because my closer friends are also in that class. People that I had been friends with the whole 4 years of my degree. I just met Shaughn. He was really nice, but it wasn't anything cold or calculated. It's just, I walked into the classroom, Shaughn was on the opposite end at the back, waving, and my closer friends were near the front, and they had saved a seat for me too. So I, said hey to Shaughn, but I sat beside my friend Amy, because, I'm very close with Amy. She was like my best friend in university, so I could see he was a little disappointed. I didn't ignore him by any means. I still said hey, but class went on, and for projects he kind of was stuck with a random old guy. Not to be mean, but we were all younger, in our 20s or early 30s in university, and my college accepted a lot of middle-aged students too. So we had a middle-aged guy, and Shaughn was stuck with the middle-aged guy because he didn't have other friends in that class. And I felt kind of bad. So for his capstone project, he had to be with that guy, and at the time, I didn't think much of it, but it was a hard class. It was a really tough class. We had to read some very boring material. We had to do a lot of projects. One day I did sit beside Shaughn because I wanted to, and the middle-aged guy was like sick, so there was a spot. So I sat beside Shaughn. He didn't seem like he was doing that well, and we were just, you know, working on stuff. I think we had time to just work. I think our prof was done the lecture, and he turned to me and he said, well, maybe at 30 I'll just end it all. Oh, maybe just like something like that. So flippant, so easy for him to say, like, well, something, something, something. If I can't get through this at 30, I'll just end it all. And I said, like, hey, don't joke about that. That's awful. Don't joke about that. Don't say that. Don't say that ever. Hey. I was like, don't say that. That's not funny. Don't joke about those things. And it's because I did know other friends. I did know other people that had, like, passed away recently. And, like, I didn't want to think about another friend passing away. And, or maybe it was just, I don't know why I said it like that, why I was so direct. But I think it's just I didn't want to hear a joke like that. I thought that was inappropriate. And I said, hey, don't say that. You know, don't talk about dying. Like, that's, like, don't say something like that. That's not good. He said, yeah, sorry, you know, just joking. I was like, okay. Went to work, whatever. And Shaughn stopped coming to class. He would come a little bit. He would come to some classes, not all of them. He started to seem disinterested in school. At the final exam, he didn't show up. And I was really worried about him, but I didn't say anything. I didn't contact him. I didn't message him. I just thought, wow, he really doesn't have his shit together. He really fucked up. I can't believe he skipped this. Wow. And I feel so bad for thinking badly of him. And yeah, so he didn't come to the final. I graduated, I passed. And then I didn't see him for a while. But I had this trip to look forward to. I got a job after university. I was working, and then I went on this trip, and I wasn't thinking about him at all. And then one night, when I was in the Philippines, I was sleeping, and I woke up suddenly, like, just, like, springed out of bed, like, just completely, like, it felt like someone dumped cold water in my face, like I was woken up. And I had this feeling, and it said, message Shaughn, last name, message Shaughn, talk to him, you gotta talk to him. And I was like, what the fuck, I don't even know, like, what, Shaughn, who cares, like, he's fine, what do you want, why am I thinking this, why am I feeling this? But I, like, picked up my phone, and I wrote out a message, and I was like, hey, Shaughn, like, I'm in the Philippines right now, hope you're doing well, like, hope your summer's going well. Didn't see you at the final, but I don't know, I hope you figured that out, or maybe you're taking summer school, and, like, you know, maybe when I'm back in town, we can grab a beer, you know, just wanted to say hey. And then I deleted it. I was like, this is dumb, we're not friends, he doesn't care. And then I wrote it again, and I was like, hey, maybe when I'm back in town, we can have a beer. And I deleted it. And then I wrote it, and then I deleted it, and I had this weird feeling in my stomach that said, hey, message Shaughn, last name, message Shaughn, you gotta call him. And I was like, this is insane. It's like 3 in the morning. I guess if I would have done the time conversion, I would have realized it wasn't in the middle of the night at home, but I was like, okay, this is weird. I don't know why I feel this way. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. This is crazy. When I get home, I'll call him and see how he's doing when I get home. This is dumb. So I went to sleep. It was weirdly on my mind, but I was on vacation, so I enjoyed my vacation. I think I was towards the end of it. I had another week, did some hanging out. I flew back home, and when I got to Vancouver, I'm Canadian, by the way, high internet. When I got to Vancouver, I put my SIM card in my phone, and it was a text that was a couple days old, but the first text I got when I got back to the country said, "Have you heard about Shaughn?" ? And I think I knew, like my heart dropped immediately. And from my friend, "Have you heard about Shaughn?" "No, what are you talking about?" "Oh, I'm so sorry, he passed away." And I don't know, like, I was supposed to be happy. I'm home after I went on a month-long vacation. Like, I was celebrating graduating, and yeah, it's supposed to be a happy time for me, but yeah, that's how I got the news that my friend had killed himself. And I feel okay now, but I felt so guilty. I felt like I let him down, and I wasn't there for him, and he said he needed a friend, and I wasn't there for him, and that he needed a friend in that class, and I wasn't there, and he needed me, but I wasn't there. And he said something, he asked for help in his way, and I said, "Don't talk like that." And I just didn't realize that he was that low and that he was that sad, and I didn't know the signs to see that someone was so depressed, that they were at the end of their rope, that he was done. And yeah, so many people at my school grieved, and so many people were heartbroken, including his family. My friend committed suicide on his 30th birthday, and from what I know, it was because he just didn't accomplish what he wanted, and he was depressed. And you know, I will always think of him, and you know, I will always remember him. And you know, it's a cautionary tale for me, where now I'm so hyper aware, I'm so hypersensitive. When people seem not okay or they need mental health help, I'm always the first person to be like, "Hey, have you talked to a therapist? Hey, you know, doctors, they can give you medication, there's people to help. Hey, are you okay?" And it's because of Shaughn, because at the time I didn't know. I was 21. I was thinking about myself. I was thinking about graduating. I was thinking about sitting on a beach, and I had no cares in the world and no thoughts about how someone around me could be struggling. So, you know, yeah. So, this video is for Shaughn. I mean, he lived an amazing life. He touched the hearts of so many. He was an amazing performer. He was hilarious. I think that if he was alive today, he would have been a kick-ass stand-up comedian. Like, he could have been so great. And I don't know what to say, but I just want to share my story about Shaughn, and I don't really have a solution. Maybe I'll put some links for like the suicide hotline, because that's also another great resource. If you or anyone you know is ever at the end of their rope, or feeling like you have no one to talk to, or feeling like you're in an emergency situation, yeah, like if you ever felt like, if you ever feel like you want to kill yourself and you're at that point, definitely call 911. There are people that can help you. Or if you're just feeling really low and don't feel like you have someone to talk to, there are resources for you. There are people, there are hotlines, there are people that are willing to help 24/7. There's always someone who's going to help. So yeah, maybe I'll put some links below. But yeah, this is just my story of how I felt. And I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong for feeling guilty. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that, yeah, that's what happened. So, thanks for listening. Bye.